Hi, my name is Kathy. I work at the Hamilton East Public Library, and I'm also a Master Gardener in Hamilton County. So I'm here to talk to you today about taking care of your tools. So one of the things that happens with our tools is that they can get rusty. And if you buy a good tool, it should last you your whole life. So you want to do something to take care of it. So this is one of my favorite shovels here. I use this shovel all of the time. So one thing that I try to remember to do is to take care of it. And I do that by, you can see here, I have this large bucket and it has sand in it. Now this sand, and actually when I learned about this years back, the word was to take your sand, and it's better not to use play sand. It's better to use like a coarse construction sand, as long as it's just the sand and not any additive like salt or anything like that. To put that sand in a tall bucket and to add a quart of motor oil. Now, of course, the world has progressed, and anything that you get on your tool is also going to get in your garden. So instead of using that quart of motor oil, I would recommend using mineral oil, or you could use linseed oil. So you just put that in this bucket, and then when you're done using your tool, you're going to plunge that tool in there a few times, and the sand, being abrasive, is going to kind of help clean that. And then I've got a rag in here that I also use to then kind of brush that off. Now, of course, truth in lending, when I knew I was going to be making that video, I of course first cleaned this one. I, like all people, don't always do what I should. And you can see some of my other tools leaning here need to have a good clean and need to go in this bucket of sand. But at least try to do this a few times a year to keep your tools in good shape. Now, if you've let something go, which earlier this spring, I realized that one of my favorite pairs of hand pruners had gone all rusty. So what I did was, well, I Googled it. And it turned out what you can do is take a jar and you fill it with distilled white vinegar, and you let it soak in there for about 24 hours. And the vinegar will turn all sludgy with the rust that comes off of it. And then you can use a sponge that has that green stuff on the back in order to scrub at it. And then of course you're going to want to give it a nice oiling afterwards with a good oil. So those are some of the things that you can do. I was going to show you also, if you have a whetting stone, you might not think of this, but things actually cut better when your tool is sharp. So we know this in the kitchen, right? We sharpen our chef knife so that we can, dice and slice. Well, you can also sharpen your shovels and your other tools that you have. It makes cutting just that much easier. So get yourself a bucket, put the sand in it, put some mineral oil in, clean and treat your tools. And if you don't do it all the time, at least do it a few times a year, and particularly do it before you put everything away at the end of the year. So hope this has helped you a little bit. Happy gardening, and hope to see you in the library soon.